So the first video was us making the web. You will notice this week when I put the picture on there is that the web is going to be less words, but you can add more words. I was using my 4-year-old to do it, but I was showing another way to get the web going. So if the kids are kind of, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, kind of over it, and they're kind of fighting you because that's what kids do, right? They fight with their mamas. So they argue with their mamas. So what I did was, I got a beach ball. Okay, we all have these right now around the house, right? Keep our kids busy. And on the beach ball, I had already in my mind come up with some words that I think that would be on a web about a bird. So I did that with my kindergarten kids, or even first grade kids if you're doing it at home. You guys can make the words on the beach ball yourself. It's a little challenging for my 4-year-old to do, so I did it first. Then, in the video, I just threw the ball to him, and then whatever word it landed on, since he's still learning his letters, I had him read the letters to me. But with my kindergartners at home, you could have them try to blend the word out and figure it out. A lot of these words they've been seeing already in previous webs, so see if they can kind of apply that knowledge and tell you what the word says. So we did that, and then we took it another step further. So I gave him these words, and then he had to tell me, through conversation, through guidance with me, figure out where to put them. So instead of starting with the nouns like I always do, and me guiding, hey, let's start with a person, give me some persons that would be in a story about a bird, I made him kind of do it. So he kind of helped me out. I only put 2 words per category. For my kindergartners that are getting used to reading and writing, you might need more words. So from the beach ball, that could be a fun activity to get started, and then you can keep going, write some more words together, just so that it kind of breaks the ice a little bit, okay? So that's how we did that. So now we're going to go from there to our writing. All right, so just like last week, I'm going to have some challenge words. These will be posted for you to have. So what I want to challenge my kids to do is I want them to try to use these words in their writing. I want them to try to use over, little, which when you're doing this, it's going to be a conversation. If you're copying my web, this could be a conversation about how little is a synonym for small. Talk about words that mean the same. That's building their vocabulary, making them better readers and better writers. Okay, so little, give, can you see that? Give, day, and now. So I'm going to challenge my kiddos to try to put these words in their writing. If you could put 2 or 3 in one sentence, that's even better. If not, it's fine. Also, last week I had introduced trying to bring in because, giving an opinion, telling me if they like the bird or they do not like the bird, expressing to them that it's okay. Mrs. Christensen likes the bird. You don't have to. You can say, I do not like the bird. This is part of writing and giving an opinion, okay? So doing that part, we were doing it in class, so this is not new, but this might be new at home. So here are the sentence frames that will be posted for you also, so if you need to print them out for them to have, they can use them like that. I like the blank bird. Why is that blank green? Because we use the adjective. Let's describe our topic. I like the blank bird because, tell me why. And then down here, if you don't like them, that's fine. I do not like the blank bird because blank. Okay, so this will be posted for you. So now let's go to our writing. So my first sentence is going to be telling the reader, which is me, telling the reader whether you like the bird or you do not like the bird. I like the bird. I like the blue bird. So I'm going to write my sentence. I'm going to look at my sentence frame because I don't remember how to write it, and that's okay. We're in kindergarten. It's okay. So I'm using here, I'm going to start at the edge of my paper. I start with a capital. I end with punctuation because we could use a period, exclamation mark, or question mark. For this sentence, no question mark. Okay, I start with a capital. I end with punctuation. Okay, here we go. I start with a capital. I'm making sure. 2 fingers, always. Moms at home, dads at home, please make sure they're putting those 2 fingers. That's a good practice for knowing that space. Okay, I like. Staying on the line, they should be touching the top, the middle, and the bottom line. There should be no letters flying in space. If you look carefully here, look, I'm touching only the lines. I'm not flying in outer space, okay? 2 fingers, I like there's a green blank, so I need an adjective. On my web, I only have 2 adjectives. That's okay. If you want to just do 2, that's fine. Or if you want to do more to give them more ideas, that's even better. Okay, I'm going to say blue. I like the blue bird. Oh, if I put 2 fingers right here, boys and girls, do I have room to write because? I can try to squeeze it in, but that's not pretty. So we're not. We're going to go to the next line. We have a song for because. B-E-C-A-U-S-E. B-E-C-A-U-S-E. That's how they can remember it, so practice that. So B-E-C-A-U-S-E. Got because. Okay, I like the bluebird because she, bringing in those pronouns, again from last week, a pronoun takes the place of a noun. My bird's name is not she, but I'm making her a girl. So I'm making my bird be a girl. Her name is not she. I'm going to use she in the place of that. So I'm going to say because she, two fingers. I'm going to say I like her because she chirps. Now, chirp, because she chirps. End of my sentence. What do I need? Period. Or I can be really excited and I can put exclamation mark. Okay, now here's another place where you can have a conversation with your child, where you can build those language arts skills. I wrote chirp on the web. Okay, I wrote chirp on my beach ball, but I'm writing chirps. This is where you can talk about, well, I'm putting chirps because my noun, my subject in the sentence is singular. One. She is one. So my verb, which they know is a verb because it's red, my verb has to have an S. Okay, so I know that sounds kind of crazy at first, but if you use this conversation with them, they get it. They start to get it the more and more they're exposed. This is just for exposure, not for mastery. Not that in kindergarten they have to know this, but the more you talk about it, the more they get it. And when they get to that point where it is a standard, they'll be like, oh, I remember Mrs. Christensen or my mom teaching me that. So she chirps. She is one. She is singular. Put an S on my verb. Okay? All right, now that's my first sentence. Then they go back and read. When they're reading, make sure they're tracking with their finger as they read, okay? A lot of kids sometimes are reading like this, or make sure they have their finger as they read. I like the bluebird because she chirps. Cool. Second sentence, we go to our steps. Step one, pick a verb. I'm putting a 1 on my web. Step one, pick a verb. I already did chirp. So I'm not going to do chirp again. I only have 2, so I'm going to do the next one. My next verb I'm going to pick is fly. So I put a little check mark. Fly, fly, fly. So my brain remembers that I'm going to use a sentence with fly. Fly, fly, fly. Step 2, topic. Step 2, topic. So I'm going to put a 2 on top of my topic so my brain doesn't forget. All right. What do I got? Okay. Step 3, adjective. Step 3, adjective. Well, I already used blue, so now I'm going to use small. And before I move on, step 4, adjective in front of my topic. Step 4, adjective in front of my topic. So I'm going to put my 4, I get my green marker to remind me, put it in front of my topic. Okay, adjective in front of my topic. All right, I picked small. So you ready? Small bird fly. Small bird fly. I'm going to say it over and over again so that my brain remembers that my sentence is going to say small bird fly. I know that sounds weird at first, but the kids are used to it and they understand. And they also understand that they're not going to write small bird fly. They know that's not a sentence. Small bird fly is not a sentence. We need some little words. We need our sight word list. It's nice to have this handy because they don't have all of these memorized in written format. So if you have it handy, they can use it. If you're reading them every day, that's going to make them a better reader and a better writer also. Okay, so we need some little words to make this a sentence. Small bird fly is not a sentence. What do I want to say? The small bird, my small bird, this small bird, that small bird, a small bird. It's up to you. Okay, have that conversation. Don't let them just write it down, otherwise we're kind of defeating the purpose. That conversation is a big part of this. Okay, so I'm just going to say, I kind of like to always say my, so maybe I should say this. I'm going to say this. Okay, new sentence. I start with a capital. Do that every time. I start with a capital. I end with punctuation. All right, looking here. This is where my period's at. We don't go to the next line just because my period's right here. This is not a sentence, this is a line. I have room, so I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to start with a capital. And I'm going to say this. Good, I've got this. If I put 2 fingers, I don't have room, so I'm going to go to the next line. This small, 2 fingers, bird. Now, we can't say this small bird fly. That doesn't make sense. I need some little words. Sight words. This small bird can fly. This small bird must fly. You see how it gets repetitive? You see how doing this from the beginning of the year, they can totally do it. Some of my kids, they've been doing it so much that they're already ready to branch out from that. Cool. Motivate them, encourage them to do that. If this is kind of like a stressful thing, then just stick to what we've been doing. Just let it get really good at what we're doing, so that when they get to first grade and they're doing a lot more writing, it won't be as stressful. Okay, this small bird can fly. Perfect. Done. If that's all you can get them to do, great. If you can motivate to do more, I would appreciate it. This small bird must fly. This small bird will fly. Let's do will. This small bird will. Don't forget your 2 fingers. Oops, I made a mistake, so I'm going to erase. Will, 2 fingers, fly. I could stop there, but I want to do more. This small bird will fly where? If I look at my nouns, where could he fly? Where could she fly? How about to her nest? This small bird will fly to, it's a sight word, her, that's also a sight word and a pronoun, so we can talk about how that takes the place of a noun and shows ownership. It's hers. This small bird will fly to her nest. The end of my sentence, what do I need? Period, or I can be excited. If you want to start throwing in some questions, you can even ask a question in there and show what a question mark looks like. We've practiced it a little bit, but you can start bringing that in. So then when they're done, they go back and read the story with their finger. I like the blue bird because she chirps. This small bird will fly to her nest. Done for the day. Then for tomorrow, I would recommend not using the same paper. My recommendation is, okay, this is Monday or this is Tuesday. You start anew. That's what we do in the classroom. In the classroom, we don't keep it and do it again. You have to write it again, and the goal is to make it better. Not using this sentence, or if you're going to use this sentence, you're going to use it and you're going to make it better. You're going to add more adjectives, more sight words. You're going to add maybe some questions. You're not going to use this and build off that. You're going to make it better. That's the goal, okay? If you're struggling, that's fine. Call me, text me, and I will do everything I can to help you to make this as easy as possible. I'm here. I hope this is helpful. Have a great day. Bye-bye.